So here we are for another Qigong gentle movement session, a bit of an all-round session to come back into the body and loosen and open up the joints and find what feels good. So I invite you, we're going to start today with a gentle shakedown. So this is something that you can do any time of day, and it's just a lovely way to land in the moment and to notice where the body's at. You can bring in a gentle audible sigh, go right into the practice today. So you're not going to need much space today, perhaps just to turn the body here and there. You can do the seated and just gently bounce into the sits bones. Just giving the arms a really good shake. And the whole body. Letting any tension or tightness gently wash out the body. Okay, so let's get playful with this. Let's open up with the hips. And we'll go into tray of teacups. So there's many ways we can warm up our body. You can tap into any of the other videos to find a more structured practice. Today is going to be quite flexible, spontaneous, a balance there. So this season we're coming into in the Northern Hemisphere, the autumn, and that's organization. And the counterbalance to that is spontaneity. So where can we meet and find the balance of the two? In our body, in our practice, in our lives, what we do on the mat can translate into our lives around us. So just gently noticing how the hips and waist and feel, maybe opening slightly at the front body, opening slightly at the tailbone, letting that dip down, just getting a nice opening. So open up the side body slightly. So you can imagine holding a bowl in front of the abdomen, just taking an arm up to the side and round, and back down and round. This one's just opening up, similar to picking the cherries. We're just opening up to the side body. Just a gentle turn, not overstraining. We're just gently warming up the body. Take the arms up the sides. We've got meridians that trace up the side of the body. You can open up the palms, find what feels good. Coming into winter, it's nice to bring some openness into parts of the body that might not get so used, so much attention. And now we're going to take this and we're going to do a gentle twist. So you can do this with your hands on your knees to provide a bit more support, keeping a lift in the crown. And you can just gently turn to look behind for a more subtle movement. And for those wanting a bit more, we can gently tuck the shoulder and turn to look over the opposite. So as we drop the right shoulder, look over the left. As you drop the left shoulder, you look over the right. Final time. And then if you want to bring a bit more openness and aliveness, we can stay in that squatted stance and gently from side to side, knocking on the door of life. Those seated or in a more gentle, you can go with gentle water waves or a gentle knock on the lower back if you're on a stool, if you've got the range of motion around the arms. So find what feels good in this moment. Noticing right the way through from the soles of the feet or the sits bones, right the way through the crown of the head. Noticing the shoulder blades, is there any way they can soften? Find what feels good. Lovely. Oh, I'm getting a nice opening on the side, the groin, hips. And I like this one, it's almost like bringing out the spine, like a towel, taking out any tension or tightness right the way up. If you're ever in Mabu, or wide leg stance, we can heel toe. That brings a bit of a rotation here too. You'll find that in yoga. Let's just go with the toes and the ankles. Just gently, either in the air, circling, or on the ground, gently circling around, opening up, shaking it out, and to the other side. Lovely. So, gentle bit of a shakedown. Let's go with a few squats. Let's get a bit livelier. So we're just going to come up like a tiger claw. Imagine scraping up the body and gently down. This one a bit more enlivening. If you're seated, you can just imagine the dipping of the upper body, the arms coming up and down. Meet your body where it's at. Bringing a bit of warmth through the shoulders, through the lower body if we're standing, and a bit of a cleanser. Okay, so we're going to bring a bit of an opening in through the chest and the arms. This one, rooster spreads its feathers. We can take our hands just around, just beneath the collarbone, just this area here. It's where our immune points are, the shoulder pocket. It can just bring a bit of an opening right the way through the chest as well as the shoulders. You don't have to sync this up with the breath. It's just a gentle way of bringing a bit of awareness through the shoulders, opening up the joints, getting a bit of a gentle lubrication through the joints. You can also bring the wrists into this as well, get a bit of a movement, find what feels good. And opening to the back. I always end slightly like this because there's a greater tendency, especially in these months, for me to be a bit more hunched up. So I open up the chest and the front body a bit more. And to get that full turn, to get that full rotation, we'll go into a gentle adjust. Now we've got the core. Imagine moving from the core with our Ji Beng on. We're focusing on this region. So can we move the shoulders with a movement from here? So we're not moving the hips. The hips are almost set in stone. We're moving from this inner gate, the core. It's going to support us with the rest of our Ji Beng on. Or any form of what they call Neigong, the inner alchemy of Qigong. Okay, so just gently opening the arms up at the sides, arms facing up and down. Again, stretching out the inner arms, stretching the hands to open up the fascia and the connective tissue. That doesn't have to be with the breath either. And just notice if the shoulders are getting warm, the arms are getting warm. You could also imagine energy raking up the arms, soothing and cleansing. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Slowing it down, softening it down. Okay. So today we're going to start with a side arm tray of teacups for our kind of whole body movement, if you like, before we go to whole body silk wheeling. So let's bring the arm in. We've got the palm facing upright. We're going to turn with that little finger on our left arm, turning in and tucking at the side. Fingertips face away behind us. The arm comes round, still upright as if we're holding a teacup, up over the head and round to the side. Again, arm turns in, fingers push away, arms trace round, up over the head and to the side. Again, that little finger leads the arm in, behind, around, and over the head. This time we can add in the hips. So as the arm comes in, the hips make space. As the arm goes back, the hips go back. As the arm comes round, the hips go round. As the arm's over the head, the hips are forward. So that left, then fingers come in, behind, around, to the side. In, behind, around, to the side. And just play with it. Keep a slight lift of the crown. Don't worry too much about how it looks. Focus on learning the movement, getting a feel for it. How's your body? How's the arm? How's the teacup? And then, just to mess with our head, we can change direction. So we can take the palm up over the head. This time the thumb's going to turn us round and in and back to the side. So the flat palm is facing up over the head. It's coming around, fingertips are facing away. turns around, so the fingertips are now facing the hip and back forward, around, over the head, around, facing the body. Fingertips face away, they come round, over the head, turning around that thumb and into the side of the body. A couple more times. Hand traces over, round, through. It's a bit like tracing a figure of eight, but not fully through the body. So we've gone up over the head. You can imagine the bottom loop of that figure of eight, coming back round and up. Arm comes to the side, to the hip, and we change arms. So the arm is facing out to the other side now. So we're working with our right arm. And this time, again, the little fingers are going to bring us in. Fingers face away, swirl around, over the head. Fingers turn in, over, around, to the side. In, behind, around, to the side. Following that figure of eight. So imagine holding a bowl or a cup in your hand, trying to keep that cup a bit upright, letting it be fun and playful. The water may well spill, and that's okay. I wouldn't advise training on a carpet if you do. Take no responsibility for that. Okay, now we're going to change direction. So the thumb's going to lead it up over the head. Arm's going to come round, fingertips face in at the side and away. Arm goes over the head, palm facing up, traces round, in at the side, out, up over the head, away, in and round. 2 more times, around the arm. We imagine the movement coming a bit from the wrist as well. So we're getting a turn in the wrist, we're getting a turn in the arm, around. Back to the hips and just some gentle circles to center. Letting that integrate, feeling the spirals coming right the way up from the soles of the feet, right the way up through the body. That spiraling movement, even through the shoulders, through the crown of the head. Opposite way. Okay, so now we've got the body a bit more open. Let's have a gentle wave up through the body. Bit of full body silk reeling. Imagining being like water. So the water comes in, up through the front, the hips come forward, chest goes back. Chest goes forward, chest leads down. So hips go forward, chest goes back. Chest goes forward, hips go back. This one's just a bit of an opening through the front and back of the body and through the neck. Where you can gently let the arms cruise up and down the legs as well. Bit of awareness through the upper legs. Find what feels good as the hips go back, chest forward, hips forward, chest back. Okay, back to center, and this time a gentle again through this inner waist. Just a bit of an opening turn of the hips. Bit of an opening through the core. Let that all settle in through the body. Shake it out. Okay, so we're going to go into our Wuji and onto our flows. So we've had a gentle warm up and gentle release. So now we soften, we sink into our Wuji in a place of no thing. So feeling the arms gently cupped in front of the body, palms again, that gentle stretching, opening like a drum skin. And breathe. Just notice where the breath is landing in the body. We bring our attention more and more inwards. Might help to bring awareness to the breath, perhaps breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, if that feels good. If that's not accessible, go with what feels good. Breathe through the mouth. But the more we bring awareness to that inner breath, that nasal breathing. For me personally, sometimes I can tune in a bit more easily. Just allowing the mind to follow the gentle rising and falling of the breath, like waves on the sea. Tide comes in, tide recedes. Bringing a gentle tuck of the chin, lift of the crown, letting the shoulder blades soften down. Awareness through the whole body. So feelings like bend of the knees, lift through the crown. Perhaps a gentle dipping of the tailbone, not a tucking, just a gentle softening and dipping. Feeling a marionette string lifting the crown of the head. Feeling centered and held. So this is the state of Wuji, which is said to be the highest place of nothing. That place where nothing and everything exists. So there is nothing to do, and yet everything is done. The paradox of the Tao Te Ching, the paradox of polarities. In the center, the place where all of that can meet and be held. So settle into the spaciousness of no thing. There's the structure, the form, and then there's the spaciousness within that. Allowing ourselves to feel light in the posture, the crown of the head lifted up by a marionette string, the palms of the hands resting gently as if corks on water. And finally, awareness can follow the breath down into the lower energy center, the lower dantian around the abdomen. Just allowing the body to build energy simply through breath, through intention. It's said that bodily energy is stored in the lower dantian in some schools of Chinese medicine. So you can imagine a golden ball of light in this region of the body. Imagine energy gently expanding and contracting, building with every breath. Awareness wanders. You can imagine stepping into the lift in the mind. And it sinks down, down, down through the throat and the chest. Down, down like a pebble in a pond. That lift meets the lower abdomen. And you can let the awareness soften and settle there now. A sense of being present, held, spacious. So we're just going to hold this for another 30 seconds or so. In your own practice, you can pause and hold this for as long as feels good as you build your practice. Start with a minute and build up. Some people build to 10 or 20 minutes. I'd say, for me personally, don't get so attached to the timings, but what feels good in today's practice within your timing, the time frame, what is accessible and feels good now. Taking a couple of centering breaths. Okay, so when we're ready, I'm going to bring the arms up. I'm going to do some diagonal flying so we can come to a wider stance, heel toe apart, so from the legs split, we can come into our gentle stance. I'll show you from the side view, it's going to be easier perhaps. Imagine holding a pane of glass in front of the body, with the left hand at the top and the right hand at the bottom. And as we turn on the right heel, turning from this inner waist place we've been talking about, we're going to imagine leaning that panel down. So that right hand gently pushes it down, the right hand catching it. I'm going to bring that right arm around to the side of the body. And the left hand's going to trace gently in front of the abdomen. And then turn on that heel as that right arm lifts back up, lifting the pane of glass to parallel again. This time we're going to turn on the left heel. We're going to let that right arm gently tilt it down. So it's now parallel, the pane of glass parallel to the floor. I'm going to bring that right arm around, that left arm around, the right arm traces in front of the abdomen. And lifting back up with the right as we turn on the heel. So turning on that right heel, letting that pane of glass gently soften down and out at the sides. Lifting that pane of glass up as we come back to center. Turn on the left heel, right arm tilts the glass down, left arm throws the frisbee as the right arm traces to the center. That left arm comes up at the same time as we turn on that left heel. Right heel turns at the same time we drop. Right arm traces around as the left arm floats in front of the abdomen. And back up. If you find yourself slipping, you can just gently heel toe into a gentle stance. And you can do this just from a gentle standing if wide-legged doesn't feel accessible. With the same variation, lifting. So we turn to one side, letting that top arm gently lean the glass down, bottom arm catches it, throws the frisbee, and the other arm traces to center. So find what feels good. Those that are seated can just do the gentle body movement, imagining moving from this core point that we're developing. Lifting up, around. You can also comment if it's going to be helpful to just break these exercises down one at a time, if there's anything that found a little bit more to coordinate. One more time to the other side, turning on that right heel. Right arm throws the frisbee, left arm at the abdomen, and back to center. Heel toe back in, bring the arms back to center. Just taking a centering breath or two, meeting yourself, meeting your body, meeting your breath. So we move from movement to stillness in these practices. Again, this dance between the paradoxes. Finding stillness in the movement, noticing movement of breath, of circulation through the stillness. Okay, so we're going to now turn again from this hip point. We're going to just bring one arm up the side of the body, down and through. So this one, a variation of tree sways in the wind. So we're going to turn from that inner waist. The opposite arm's going to trace up the side of the body to the head and down the center line. Up the side of the body and down the center line. This one, clearing the mind. Tree sways in the wind. So with your breath tracing up the side of the body, moving from that inner waist, that inner core. It's a very subtle movement. Bringing in opening through the core. One more time to each side. But let's do 3 more times to each side. Really allow the mind to soften and sink. Just imagine the mind softening with each flow, each exhalation. The mind can soften and sink like that pebble in the pond down to the abdomen. One more time to each side. Hands come back to center and notice how you feel. Again, back to that stillness. Wonderful. So our last flow is going to be cloudy hands. We're going to take one hand to face the floor, the opposite hand's facing the chest. So if we start with the right hand down, the left hand facing the chest, and again from this inner waist point, we're going to gently turn that right arm. The left arm's going to drop as the right arm comes up, trace across the floor. Arms change. Right arm drops, left arm lifts. And change this one, cloudy hands. Changing the arms. The bottom arm is facing the earth, the ground, and the other facing the heart. So it lifts. It's like mist parting. We've got this hand tracing across the lake. And then we've got the warmth of the sun melting, well, bringing up the condensation. We'll allow the movement to speak the words. Turning and shifting. Very gentle. So we've got that movement of the arms. We slightly shift the weight, turn, change arms, shifting the weight from one side to the other. You can do this seated just from your sits bones again, focusing on that movement in the inner waist region. Find what's feeling open and nourishing in this moment, nourishing the heart and the waters, this balance of the waters, fire balanced by the water. Slowing it down one more time, perhaps with a slightly slower breath if that feels accessible. As we slow anything down, whether the breath, the mind, the body, the rest of the system comes into harmony with it. So as the hands come to the abdomen, taking another centering breath. And let's draw down the heavens. Arms come out to the sides, entrance down, down, down. Again. Final time. Whatever quality of energy you need, washing down and through, coming to center at the abdomen, heel toe into that center line. You don't have to have the feet touching, just a gentle bend of the knees, lift of the crown, tuck of the chin, and rock and sway like bamboo or pine in the winds. Letting the body move, be easy, integrate. Noticing how you feel compared to when you started. Perhaps tuning back into that intention from the start of the practice. Free of judgment. Just aware, present, and perhaps bringing in some gratitude to giving yourself this time and this practice. We gently bring the legs back open, gently circling and centering that energy at the abdomen. So when you feel ready, a final inhalation, perhaps centering in that intention, drawing that all into your core, your bodily energy. And exhale with an audible sigh. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for joining. Until next time, take good care, share with anyone who might resonate, and yeah, journey well. Namaste.